just subscribe below, and if you enjoy this, you find it helpful, please leave a comment and give it a thumbs up. So just lay your eyes to close a minute. So just lying there and listening to the sound of my voice, you can begin to pick up on the different sort of communication from my voice, the different communication from changes to my voice, and you can begin to respond in your own unique way. And as you listen to my voice and have my voice going around and around in your head, you can begin to just get a sense of finding yourself somewhere. And you don't have to know where you're going to go just yet. But just find yourself somewhere in your mind. It could start off almost like a darkness or a blackness in your mind. Perhaps the odd flash of colour, the odd flash of light. Maybe occasional thoughts or words or sentences can come to mind in your mind. And you only need to take from this what's useful to you. There's no need to take anything else from this. And wherever you are in your mind, in a few moments you can find a painting. And you can be curious about that painting. And I don't know whether it'll be a large painting or a small painting. I don't know whether the painting will be of something familiar or something unfamiliar. Whether it'll be a complete painting or an incomplete painting. And I don't know what sort of frame will be around that painting, but you can discover that painting in your mind. And when you do, you can just approach that painting. And it could be like the painting is in a dark room or a light room. The room could be too dark to see the painting clearly, or too light to see the painting clearly. But you can know when you discover that painting. And as you listen to me, and as my voice goes around and around in your mind, you can begin to just follow along and respond in your own unique way. Because there's no need to pay attention to anything else. There's no need to move. There's no need to think about anything else. There's no need to do anything at all other than just listening to my voice in your mind. And as you go on this journey in your mind, my voice can go with you. And sometimes my voice can seem like it's right there with you. Other times you can have some independence, as if my voice is more distant, or as if my voice has gone off elsewhere. And as you find that painting in your mind, just get a sense of what it would be like to reach out towards that painting, to lift up an arm and reach out towards that painting. And just get a sense of what it would be like to really pay attention. Almost like in a movie where time slows right down. At those dramatic times where a character is reaching out towards something, almost like it's slow motion, that really draws your attention in. And as that draws your attention in, just getting a sense of the way the muscles in the arm have to move, contract, expand, to extend the lower part of the arm and extend the wrist and the palm of the hand and the fingers towards that painting. And getting a sense of what it would be like to reach out towards that painting, only to discover that just as the fingertips touch the painting, it has a certain sensation. And not only does it have a certain sensation, but the fingertips seem to just go right through the painting. And with a sense of curiosity, you can wonder how you're going to step into that painting and where you're going to find yourself. And whether you're going to find yourself in a meadow straight away, in a nice open grassy meadow, or whether you're going to find yourself on a path to that meadow. And when you do, you can really begin to go into that painting. And I wonder what it feels like to be walking through a meadow. I wonder how tall the grass is. I wonder whether there's any other plants around, any other flowers you can see. I wonder what other colours you get in a meadow. And you don't have to pay attention to any of that, because you're here to walk towards a tree. And you really can take time to walk towards the tree. And as you do, you can become absorbed in your own way. Some people might think of it as going deeper and deeper into this state as you walk towards that tree. Almost as if you're feeling compelled to walk towards that tree, as if the movement of the legs is just automatically carrying you towards the tree. Almost as if there's some kind of force drawing you in. And as you walk towards that tree, I wonder what the sky looks like. I wonder whether there are any clouds in the sky, and what colour the sky happens to be, and whether that colour is different from experience to experience. And you can walk closer and closer to that tree, wondering with a sense of curiosity what it is you're going to discover at the tree and why you're being directed to the tree. And before you find a rabbit hole near the base of the tree, you can just touch the bark and wonder what it's going to feel like. And with a sense of wonder, you can be curious. What will happen next? And each time that you listen to this, the experience can be different in some way. And you can run your hand around the tree. And as you run your hand around the tree, you can notice that rabbit hole. And you can feel compelled to go down the rabbit hole. And we're not going to have you going into a deep, comfortable trance. Slowly and gently, we're going to have you tumbling into that trance state, uncontrollably falling deeper and deeper into that trance state. And so you can tumble down that rabbit hole, almost as if everything's spinning for you, almost as if you're falling safely down that rabbit hole. In the same way that people can go bungee jumping or they can go skydiving, and they can feel safe doing so, yet feel a sense of excitement, and it can really focus your attention to be doing something like that. Almost as if you're falling deeper and deeper into that rabbit hole, spinning and falling deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. And every time you catch a glimpse downwards, it can just seem like a long, dark black hole that you're falling deeper and deeper into. And I don't know how you're going to safely land at the end. I don't know whether you'll stop falling inches above the bottom, or whether there'll be something soft for you to land on, or something entirely different. But when you reach the bottom, you can get a sense of stillness, a sense of abruptness, a sense that you're in a different land, a different time, a time for exploration. And this land is somewhere you can explore. And you can be curious about where this land is. And you can wander around, wondering whether there's any signs telling you where you are. And you know there's a sign there that states you're in your unconscious. And so you can stand up and walk around and begin to explore your unconscious. And I wonder what it looks like. And off in the distance, up on a hill, there can be a castle. And you can notice forests as well, and paths and open flat areas. And different plants and animals you've never seen before. Because your unconscious is a place of wonder and self-discovery. So as you wander through your unconscious, you can be curious about who you'll meet. And be curious about the different creatures you'll meet. Because they can all talk to you. Every living thing in your unconscious can communicate with you. And perhaps at first it can be an odd experience. To be talking with someone from your unconscious, or something from your unconscious, only to find that they seem to talk without moving their lips, almost as if they're talking telepathically. Yet you can hear them, as if they're talking normally. And as you walk around your unconscious, you can ask questions. You can find different characters and you can ask questions about things you would like to resolve. Things that you, back in that real world, wants to know answers to. And this world can seem just like a dream compared to that other world. And in fact, this world can begin to be discovered in your dreams from time to time. And when you discover your unconscious in your dreams, you can know that it's a sign that there's something you can achieve And you know when there's something there, fortuitously, you really should take advantage of it. Because everything happens for a reason. And so you can take time now to wander around your unconscious. You may feel compelled to go on a journey, perhaps to the castle, perhaps through the forest. You know, different parts of this land that you explore, different parts of your unconscious that you explore, can lead you to discovering different answers. And you can just instinctively feel compelled to take a certain journey each time you listen to this. And you never have to take the same journey twice. And you know, it's easy to come back from your unconscious. All you have to do is go back to that rabbit hole, and then there'll be a way that you can launch yourself back up the rabbit hole, and then you'll be able to walk through the meadow, climb through the painting, and then find yourself drifting into a pleasant sleep, or opening your eyes and coming round. But for now, you can take as long as you want to explore your unconscious. And you can come here with a question, with something you would like to resolve, something you'd like an answer to, something you'd like to learn, whatever it happens to be, that conscious you, that you in the reality, would like to achieve. And the answers can be found here in your unconscious. And you can find those answers through conversations, through exploration. And you can take as long as you want in this land, because you know time can stand still, or time can slow right down, so that you in the reality would have one experience of time, whilst you here can stretch time for as long as you want. And I worked with somebody once who spent an entire lifetime and learnt so much, and they were only young, and it gave them the chance to get an idea of what life is like for people of all ages. And they'd spent an entire lifetime in your unconscious. Learning so much. And I don't know whether you'll go deeper into your unconscious and explore deeper into your unconscious with the spaces between my words, or with the words themselves, or just because you decide to take yourself on that journey. And so you can take as long as you like to explore your unconscious and learn what it is you need to know, and discover what it is you need to discover. And you only need to go all the way back through the meadow and out of the painting and back to reality when you're good and ready, whenever that time happens to be.